Hey guys, Jeremiah with Steps Gutter Cleaning and More. We are heading out to do 4 jobs today and possibly doing it in some snow. We'll see. The weather forecast is a little iffy on when and where. We'll see a little snow today, but it may not snow enough to stick, but maybe a little bit in the gutters and on the roof. Everything is just a little bit wet right now, and we are expecting to not be able to blow out any of the gutters, and everything is going to be by hand up on the ladder. But I've got Ben with me today, both ladders on the top, and some waterproof gloves. These are the Toolant gloves that were recommended to us by Jerry. Thank you, Jerry, for that recommendation. A couple of you guys have also recommended them afterwards, so I have high hopes for them, and we'll get out there, we'll see how they do. Alright, just getting started. Ben's set up here on the back. I got a little giant set up over the deck. Got my ladder set up here on the front. And right here in this little corner there's a leak, so the client gave me some sealant. He asked me to put up there in the where it joins, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, on number 2 now. These are nice and soppy wet. Really loving these Toolant gloves. And they are, I'll put a link in the description below. You get them on Amazon. Keeps my hands dry so far. The second gutter system of the day, and very warm, which is really nice. I definitely would say these are not for the summer or spring because they are toasty inside and it is on the verge of snowing. We are just really getting started on this one, and then this one right back here we're going to be doing in just a few minutes when we wrap up here. So that's job 2 and 3, and then 4 is just a little drive away. This is my least favorite ladder placement on this house. Generally, if it's dry, I just use the blower, blow it all out, but everything in here is wet today, so this is going to be by hand and just crawl up and make it work, make it happen. That's where safety glasses come into play. And this one fills up pretty quick with all these branches directly over it, but it's always very full as well. You can see all this mud underneath, or muck, or whatever you want to call it. I've only done this ladder placement once before. I should really get maybe some little loppers in the truck for situations like this. It might be a upsell opportunity. Thought we were going to make it out of here. Got a little bit of sleet, I believe, falling in, but shouldn't affect us too much because it's not going to be a lot. Ben's cleaning out the downspouts for us, and we are packing up here on job number 3. It's been this kind of steady wintry mix the whole time, and get a little gross, but nothing we can't handle. I might have blocked that with the ladder. There we go. Alright, out on house number 4, we got a nice little mix of rain and snow still coming down. On the back of the house right here, we've got some standing water and a small clog. Also loving these, dry and warm all day. Get that out. I'm just going to bring the debris straight down to me. Get it all tearing out down on the bottom. All these little seed pods. Clogging it up. Yay! That's a happy gutter. Benjamin wrapping up on that last corner. I got everything done on the back of the house. I'm getting ready to hook up my extensions to the Husqvarna, blow out all the downspouts just to make sure that there's nothing hiding, and we're done for the day. It is still doing that little rain with a little snow mixed in with it, but overall not a bad day. Quick pit stop at our local auto shop. We picked up some windshield washer fluid. This is going to be for our winterizing of our pressure washer. It is rated for 0 degrees Fahrenheit, which we never get down nearly that cold, but we're going to get down to about 23 tonight. Plus, with all the humidity in the air, with this little bit of precipitation, we're going to go ahead and winterize the 8-gallon minute unit. We haven't done it yet this year, but I just feel like it is time, and I'd rather spend, you know, $5 for a gallon of this than replacing the pump on it. So I will go ahead and get this pumped in there. All right, so we're in the garage getting ready to winterize our 8-gallon minute pump. I've got the hose set up here. I don't always do that, but I've got Ben to help me, so I'm actually just going to pump this out into the yard, whatever the excess is. The way I have my line set up is I have a valve here. This is the banjo valve. Couldn't think of the name of it there for a second. Banjo valve goes into a reducer to my 1-inch line. 1-inch line runs in over here to a ball valve, and so this is where I can cut off. Nothing's going to pull from the buffer tank now. This stays open unless I'm winterizing. Then I have a small filter here that comes over, and this hits my T-valve, which this is usually my dump valve, but this is actually going to be used as my inlet now, because with that other ball valve over here closed, once I crank this up, the only thing that can be pulled into here is what is going to be out of this ball valve. This is specifically why I set it up all this way. It's so I can easily winterize it. Now all I have to do is take my gallon of windshield wiper fluid, which I have here, which I know some people prefer RV antifreeze, which you can buy that as well. I prefer this just because it is $4 a gallon. I just hold this on up here, and it's going to pull directly out of this bucket once I turn it on. And I'm actually going to have Benjamin holding the gun out in the yard to spray what comes out of this bucket. So all we're doing is we're purging out the water that's in the pump and replacing it with the windshield wiper fluid. And the reason why he's going to squeeze the trigger is because if he's not holding the trigger when I crank this up, it's actually going to bypass straight into the buffer tank. So, which is not the end of the world, but since he's here and he's ready to rock and roll, I'm just going to crank it up. And shut it off. Now that's full of the windshield wiper fluid, and we're just going to let what's left in this line drain back out into the bucket, and that's going to hold. I did this all winter last year, and it mainly sat, but we don't let it sit for too long because I've got like 4 days before I have to use this. Then I'll winterize it again, and then probably just start using it here and there. So the windshield wiper fluid I just spray out into the yard on a customer's house. It's not like using antifreeze because I'm not worried about it at all getting onto windows or siding or anything like that. And again, I don't let it sit in here all winter. It's just for a few days at a time. We wash all 12 months out of the year. All right, another successful day in the books, and really grateful to have Benjamin out with me. We made quick work of everything we did today. And just, you know, a helping hand on getting that pump winterized. I've been putting it off a little too long, and it was time just to go ahead and get it done. That way it's protected for the rest of the week. Benjamin's heading out, and we got done early today, so that's a win in my book. And speaking of win, I will say these Toolant gloves are absolutely great. Kept my hands toasty warm. And again, these are waterproof and insulated, so my biggest thing is they're not summer gloves, but they were absolutely fantastic. Thank you again, Jerry. I know you already said you're welcome today once, but thank you again. These are 100% what we needed to get through a day like today, and the rest of the winter is going to be a little bit warmer because we have the ability to just keep our hands warm. We've got stuff for our head, stuff for our feet, and stuff to keep the water off our bodies, but the hands were cold, so we're gonna make it work. So I'm just super excited. Again, just making little changes throughout the year. Every day just getting a little bit better, finding new ways, helpful ways. And these are not going to ride on the trailer during the spring, summer, and fall, but during the winter time, I'm always going to have a pair of these. So, yeehaw! Thanks so much for watching, guys. And you guys be safe out there.